What it do, YouTube? This your boy Pound for Pound Boxing Real News. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified. What is going on? Kell Brook demolishes Amir Kahn in 6 rounds, gets the TKO victory. If you were wondering who was the better fighter, Amir Kahn got his ass annihilated today. But it was an interesting fight. It was a fight that most people didn't really want to see. A fight that was long overdue. A fight that most people just, they didn't really want no parts of it. But as the fight got closer and closer, people started getting a little bit more interested in the fight just because of the antics that was going on um, out of the ring before the fight was gonna happen. So it intrigued a lot of people. Great undercard, you know what I'm saying? It was a great undercard, pretty good undercard. Um, and leading up to that main event, I mean, it was a good event all around. So I got to give it that. People came out, supported. I know a lot of people were waiting for this fight right here. This was a fight that, was long overdue, like I've said. Now, Amir Khan came in. A lot of people know Amir Khan as a guy with a weak chin, a guy that most people, uh, that seen him in the ring, and he has a weak chin. I mean, there's no other way to put that, right? He has a weird chin, a weak chin, and you know, leading up to the fight, he was trying to question Kell Brook's chin because Kell Brook's been down 4 times in his career, and Amir Khan was basically trying to say that he was not the one with the weak chin, that Kell Brook is the one with the weak chin. Basically, who knows if he was trying to make others believe. Amir Khan went and he got in camp with Bomac, Terrence Crawford's trainer, somebody who Amir Khan has already faced and got a TKO loss over Crawford, right? But the fight was pretty intriguing. You know what I'm saying? Two guys obviously past their prime. Two great fighters, though, in their prime. Amir Khan is, a guy. He he he's fought almost everyone. You know what I'm saying? He's fought a lot of good guys. Has he ever beaten a top elite level guy? No, but he's a silver medalist in the Olympics. Chosen over Kell Brook. And Kell Brook basically, he wanted his get back. He wanted his revenge. He said that it was bullshit that the Olympic Committee took Amir Khan instead of him. This and that he's the better fighter. And I think that that's what they were trying to prove tonight. Who's the better fighter? Kell Brook obviously came out. Kell Brook is also a guy that started, I believe, at 147 or something like that. 147, 154, something like that. So he is obviously the bigger guy. Amir Khan, being the smaller guy, started his career at 135 and moved his way up. But tonight was going to settle the debate, the fight that was long overdue, the fight that needed to happen. And, you know, obviously, Kell Brook came out, and most people had Kell Brook winning this fight just off the simple fact that he has the power. Amir Khan is known to be fast hands, really good movement type of fighter, but he just has a weak chin compared to what Kell Brook brings to the table, which is power. Right? Kell Brook doesn't have to be the flashiest against Amir Khan. He doesn't. He just needed to have Amir Khan in front of him and catch him, right? Place his shots and pick him right. And I think that's exactly what Kell Brook did tonight. So congratulations to Kell Brook, man. A 6 round TKO over Amir Khan. Amir Khan came into the contest talking hella shit and left out probably not talking no shit. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford was also at the event. He was there to check out the fight. That being that Amir Khan was working with his camp and Bomac and them. Um, so it was a good fight though, decent fight, man, for both fighters. Um, a decent fight. I have no complaints. We kind of expected this, right? If we already know. But one thing that we didn't expect was an earlier fight that happened way earlier, where Jorge Linares, um, opponent of Devin Haney and Zaul Abdelev, also had a bout for a title eliminator for the WBC to fight Devin Haney again, right? So it's looking like Devin Haney might have to recycle a fighter, being Devin Haney. Or Devin Haney has to recycle a fighter because Zaul Abdelev, somebody that Haney actually knocked out and got a knockout of the year for knocking out Zaul Abdelev, right? But we didn't expect Linares to get knocked out, right? But Linares is also another guy with a weak chin. He he's, I think he has what, 7, 8 losses now, or 7 losses, 7 or 6 by knockout, and the one pillow fisted Haney took him 12 rounds. But I mean, look, man. This is an old dude. A lot of people say, man, he's a worthy opponent, but obviously you see that he's really not. You know what I'm saying? That Jorge Linares is really not. He's a non-factor nowadays, right? He's past his prime. He give you good work for a couple rounds, but is he a great fighter? As of right now, no, he's not. He should look into the possibility of retirement. I mean, what else is there for him? You know what I'm saying? What else is there for Linares? There's nothing else. But Zaul Abdelev got the victory today. It was early in the morning out here, so if you guys didn't catch it, Zaul Abdelev knocks out Jorge Linares, and Zaul Abdelev is now in line to fight Devin Haney. But that's neither here or there. Um, we also, man, the undercard, I like the undercard, man. Those Azim brothers, Hassan and Adam Azim, those two guys are really good fighters, and somebody you definitely want to look into, man. Those guys are really good fighters. Uh, Adam and what's the other cat's name? Hassan Azim. Yeah, those the brothers, good fighters, man, coming out of England. You know what I'm saying? I also saw a heavyweight and in the women's fight, Natasha Jonas. She got the victory, demolished the Uruguayan chick. Edison Cavani was in the building to check out the Uruguayan chick. And I'm sure he wasn't impressed. But the main event was it was pretty good, man. The hold up in the beginning of the fight, something about the gloves. I can't remember if they said it was Amir Khan's team or Kell Brook's team, that they had an issue with the tape, the taping of the hand. I can't remember. I think Kell Brook was in the ring, putting on gloves. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of crazy. And probably a tactic from the fighter, whichever fighter. I can't remember what fighter or what camp was it that was complaining, and it delayed the fight up. But probably a tactic trying to get into somebody's head before the fight. But Amir Khan, obviously, we saw weak chin. One of the things that has haunted him in his career. I mean, imagine if Amir Khan had a really good chin, probably would have been a way better fighter. But nonetheless, he's a silver medalist in the Olympics. He had a great career, fought the top guys. Couldn't get his chin under control. You know what I'm saying? And now, I mean, we've obviously seen he's past his prime, and just not, he's just not there anymore. He should definitely look into retirement. He's old now. He's a very smart investor. Stick to that. You know what I'm saying? And you've already made the biggest possible fight, especially in England for the England fans, which was Amir Khan Kell Brook tonight. Like I've said, and I reiterate, a fight that was long overdue. We should have seen this fight back in the day. Man, but they've had a grudge since 2004 when Amir Khan got picked to go to the Olympics. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, but I mean, I enjoyed it. Right now, we got uh, Jaime Munguia going up against Demetrius Ballard. Demetrius Ballard, fun fact, is from around my way. So hopefully, good luck to him on his fight. Jaime Munguia is obviously a problem. You know, he's been getting better with his defense. You know what I'm saying, especially under new trainer Eric Morales. I think he's fought with him like 2, 3 fights already. So he's definitely getting better and improving. But one thing that's definitely, if for betting purposes, you are betting on that fight, Jaime Munguia versus Demetrius Ballard. Um, one thing that you should know is that Jaime Munguia at the weigh-in yesterday was getting ready to pass out. It was kind of crazy, but he was about to pass out. So if you're betting on that fight, bet carefully. You know what I'm saying? Don't go all out saying, "Oh yeah, Jaime Munguia is winning that fight," because of the fact that Jaime Munguia is looking like he's struggling to make that weight, and he might not come in fully he might come in fully drenched, you know what I'm saying, even after rehydrating, but he definitely looked like he was about to pass out yesterday at the weigh-in. So man, I mean, look, it's a good day of boxing. Not nothing crazy, nothing big in American boxing, of course, for the American fans. But I mean, it's something to watch. You know what I'm saying? And if you love boxing, you could definitely find entertainment in watching whatever type of fights is going on. Maybe nothing that we might like or nothing that we might like want to watch like that, but it's still great boxing. I enjoy just looking at the England crowd, you know what I'm saying, the fans out there, fans that have been waiting forever for this fight to happen. The bad blood has already been there, everything has already been there, so it was long overdue for the fans, and I hope they enjoyed it. Probably not the outcome that a lot of people wanted. um Kell Brook with a TKO victory in the 6th round probably would have wanted that fight to keep going a little bit further, but the 6th round is all right for Kell Brook, and Kell Brook took that. Kell Brook obviously had hurt Amir Khan in that 1st round. He had hurt Amir Khan already, and obviously after you seen Amir Khan get on wobbly legs, spaghetti legs, floppy legs, any whatever, you already knew that Amir Khan was probably gonna get knocked out, right? That is a fight that I bet, but I did bet lightly. I bet it on Kell Brook to get the victory, but I also had different parlays that I threw in Amir Khan, and I also threw in the tie just because I knew that this part two would have been crazy. But Kell Brook left none of that on the table. He fucked my money up. It's like, nah, I'm playing. But Kell Brook left none of that on the table, and he got the job done. Got that 6th round TKO victory, as expected from a lot of fans. And Kell Brook might have a couple fights, you know what I'm saying, but he's gonna get into that way where he's gonna become a journeyman type of fighter if he doesn't get out the sport soon. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's already hurt. He's had a torn. His eyes gotten fucked up before by Triple G, then Earl Spence, and you know what I'm saying. Um, but Kell Brooks should definitely also look into retirement, man. Yes, he did get his victory, but you got the final victory that could solidify your career. Okay, so Kell Brook should definitely look into retirement after this fight. Yes, he still has dog in him, but guess what, guys? It's not always good to stick around and keep on fighting. The reason why I'm saying that is because you're going to become a journeyman for these guys, these nice up and coming guys that are going to take your head off. You know what I'm saying? You're much slower. Your reflexes are slower. If all you bringing is power to the table, then you going to get somebody with elite level skills is going to come in and fuck you up. And you're just going to be a stepping stone for every fighter. I definitely suggest Kell Brook, Amir Khan, Jorge Linares, those guys to start looking into retirement. Okay, I get it, but these guys are now old. I'm pretty sure they've all have money piled up. You know what I'm saying? Because they've all been headline fighters. All three of them been headline fighters that fought big fights with big names, and you know, so I suggest retirement for all three of those guys: Jorge Linares, um, Kell Brook, and Amir Khan for sure. There's no other way around it. But great fight nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? Great fight nonetheless. I definitely enjoyed it as a fan. As a fan, I definitely enjoyed it. A fan of boxing, I definitely enjoyed it. You know, it didn't pique my interest at first. I said, man, look, man, these two guys are washed. They're past their primes. How competitive could this fight be? But leading up to the fight, you could definitely tell the bad blood surrounding this fight, the bad blood between the fans and the fighters, right? You had Amir Khan just constantly trying to harass Kell Brook, and Kell Brook, same thing. He wasn't taking that shit, you know what I'm saying? But he knew that Amir Khan was the A side, and he already had set his mind to that. He was like, I know he's the A side. He's a public figure in my country, so I'm gonna take that B side. I'm gonna whip his ass, and that's exactly what Kell Brook did. He whooped his ass, and he got the fuck one out of there. 6 round TKO victory. Congratulations to Kell Brook. He did a great job. You know what I'm saying? From the first round all the way to the 6th round. I mean, I think I gave Amir Khan 1 round, to be honest, in those 6 rounds. so, so leading up to that TKO, uh, I mean, Amir Khan really didn't have much in the tank. I was actually hoping that this fight would be a draw. You know what I'm saying? Because the money was at the draw, right? The money was in the draw. The reason why I'm saying that is because this is a fight that brings out people. It's a big fight, a big fight out in England, and it was a fight that a lot of fans wanted to see. I mean, despite that these both fighters are old now, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, look, man, I'm 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 like, yo, the logical bet was to put some money on that tie. You know what I'm saying? The logical bet was to definitely put the money, some money, some money. I didn't say all your money. I said some money on the tie. So I put $5 in the little parlay and threw in the tie, right? Um, and that would have cashed me out well. But a fight of that magnitude, you definitely want to bet on the tie. Lesser money than you put on the actual winner, of course. But we parlayed, you know what I'm saying? I have very quiet parlays going on right now. It's nothing too big, no big money winners. But if I do win, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? And right now, actually, one of my parlays is definitely looking very good. It's not a big money winner at all, but it's still a winner. As of right now, I think I have one fight left for it to be a winner, and I think that's Jaime Munguia getting the victory over Ballard. I definitely made that I definitely put in that bet before I saw Jaime Munguia, but it's not much money and it's not really anything big for me to even stress about or go try to cash out. So we're just going to let that ride and hope for the best. And Jaime Munguia gets the victory over Ballard. But look, man, guys, look, great fight tonight, man. Great fight tonight. It was a good fight. I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it. Amir Khan, and it doesn't overlap with other events, right? And that's another thing that I really do like when some fights are in England, that fights don't overlap each other, right? They just don't. You get the England fight at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then you get the American main event at 12 a.m. Yeah, Eastern, right? So I enjoyed it. I like the way that goes because that means that Saturday is for boxing. You see what I'm saying? Saturday is for boxing. It's not Saturday is not for waiting around and you know what I'm saying? Nah, Saturdays is for boxing, boys. And I think that England should always have a card, especially I like when the Zone puts on cards at 12. I mean, in England. You know what I'm saying? Because they always have great matchups, great fights. Undercards are stacked and loaded with guys that you've never heard of, but you now know them. You see what I'm saying? A lot of guys now know who Ted Cheeseman is. A lot of guys know all these guys. Lee Woods, all these guys are known now. So I enjoyed the night, man. And we're gonna keep it going, man. We still have Jaime Munguia coming up next. In that main event. Not too sure about the undercard, but I'll definitely be watching and tuning in. I might do a post fight reaction on what goes on. Hopefully, Jaime Munguia is better and rehydrates better after almost falling out and passing out last yesterday at the weigh-ins. So like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification if you want to be notified. Kell Brook gets the TKO victory in the 6th round over Amir Kahn. And peace.